So I'm just going to start by thanking the folks that are joining us to watch this talk and to let people know that we're trying to talk to key figures in Northeast Iowa public health because we want to help keep Northeast Iowans informed about what's going on and reassure them, and also to share all our gratitude with you and others, Lisa, for all the work that you're doing right now. So I just want to introduce Lisa Roberts. She's the Fayette County Emergency Management Coordinator, and she's going to give us a little background today on what she's up to and what's going on in Fayette County, and share some information with us. So just to start, Lisa, I was going to ask you first, do you want to tell us where you are and what you're up to right now?
I am sitting in the parking lot at the Fairway store in Owine, as I have just delivered PPE to the nursing homes here in Owine.
All right. So do you want to give us a little bit of background about you and about what you do as Emergency Management Coordinator in Fayette County?
My background, I am the Fayette County Emergency Management Coordinator. I've been in this position for just a little over 5 years. I have now worked my way through 6 federal disasters in 5 years. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I come with a long background in emergency medical services. Before that, I was an in-home mental health counselor for 13 years. So through this COVID, I'm working with public health to get the PPE that we need we have 10 long-term care centers, 4 group homes, 2 hospitals, 13 EMS agencies, and 5 law enforcement agencies to give PPE to all of them to keep them working in the front lines here.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, I had to back away from COVID because we had 2 tornadoes that touched down in Fayette County, and we had quite a bit of damage here in the Owine area between Owine and Maynard. So prior to that, I had Tuesday before that, we had a building collapse, which happens to be the Department of Human Services. So it's been a fun 3 weeks in Fayette County.
You've been busy with a lot of different types of emergencies, and
well,
COVID's the one.
All kinds of people forget that emergency management is not just the public health. I mean, we cover disasters, all kinds of disasters, whether they're natural, man-made, you call it. We help take care of them. So
yeah, you have to be prepared for anything.
Yes.
So when it comes specifically to the COVID response, can you tell us just a little bit more about, what's being done and how it's going, how you're feeling?
Well, it's going well. I mean, of course, we could all use more PPE, especially for the long-term care units. EMS in this county, where God bless them, they're holding back. They're not asking for a whole lot more, because in emergency services, we know when the call comes to our communities, we're going to respond. But yet, it's still my job to protect them, to make sure they're doing the best they can do to stay healthy and stay safe out there. PPE is hard to come by. I mean, that's no surprise. That's not just our area. That's the state, that's the county, that's the world. I mean, we're all short PPE right now. I mean, China, who thought that they're safe to go back to work, all of a sudden China's being hit with a second wave. And they're telling us we could see another wave, even worse than this wave, come this fall. So we can't let off the COVID right now and getting the PPE. We've got to get it here. We're going to have to get some and be ready in case it hits us again in the fall.
So how do you work to get that PPE, and what's that supply chain communication look like?
So public health, we put out a message at least once a week, asking out to all long-term care, to the hospitals, all the first responder agencies, what are your shortages? What do you need? We put a list together. I then go into the website to the state. I make that request. Usually within 48 hours, National Guard is bringing us shipment. Now, we're only getting portions of what we need, but by the grace of God, we're getting something. That's better than nothing. And then we determine who's got the immediate needs, how much can go to where. We divide it up, and then I start delivering it.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend at least 2 days, 1 to 2 days a week delivering PPE. So, and as they change, they call. We may have some that we can shift around and get to other agencies. So I did just find out in the last hour we have 2 more positive cases in Fayette County. Okay. So that will take us to 9 in Fayette County.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. And how many people total have been tested to date?
To date, that I'm not sure of in Fayette County.
Okay.
So I could not tell you that for sure. I guess I just left public health. I could have asked for those numbers too, but that wasn't even on my radar. I'm sorry, Kayla, it wasn't on my radar today.
No worries. I mean, it's changing every day. So I think,
I was more worried about watching the skies to the north and see what's going on.
yeah, and we've had some interesting weather up here today too.
The wind, in Fayette County is the only one with the burn ban in the state of Iowa. So, of course, I've been fielded with calls today. Is the burn ban still in place? Yeah, it's still a burn ban. And why would you think of lighting it up on a day like today when it's so windy? I said, it is just my responsibility on behalf of the fire chiefs to make the call to the state fire marshal and get that in place. It's not something you just snap your fingers and it happens. It takes a couple hours to get that process done and completed.
Yeah.
But we have 3 departments outside of the Fayette County territory that their entire departments are in isolation right now because they've done these burns, supposedly control burns, or they had to respond to out of control burns. That 1 or 2 of their firemen have now tested positive for COVID, so the entire departments are in isolation.
Wow.
So it is for their own safety and for their own health that we're like, yeah, we're going to put this burn ban in place and take care of. I mean, we have a big county, as is Decorah, Alameda, Clayton, and Northeast Iowa. We've got big territories to cover here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it makes sense that this is affecting other parts of your emergency management and that you're trying to, account for that in everything that you're doing. I wanted to ask you if there's anything that you feel like you're learning right now that might affect how we continue to respond to this disaster or to other disasters in the future.
This takes a team, and I mean it's everybody working together as a team. And I don't know in Northeast Iowa who that you cannot consider an essential worker to keep things going, to keep the economy going. And in the end, I mean, one thing we're kind of overlooking right now, the mental health aspect. This is going to be huge. A lot of these families have been in isolation for 5 weeks. We're looking at least another 3 weeks. I mean, coming out of this, I hate to say it, child abuse cases could be going up. Domestic abuse cases could be coming up. So we need to make sure we've got monies allocated to do some counseling if we need things here. I look at, as this drags out, okay, Northeast Iowa Community Action, based out of Decorah, but it covers Northeast Iowa. I mean, the heating assistance, the fuel, the rent, just to keep the water going, just to keep food on the table. These have all got to be stretching to their limits right now. So anybody that asks, what can we do to help? I said, get money to your food pantries, get money to the community action, because they're going to need this in the money when it comes to the future here.
Yeah, and that was exactly my next question that I was going to have for you is, what can other folks in our community, what can we do to safely support you and other people that are on the first line of this response right now?
That's just it right there. Any kind of money. We are low on gowns. Anybody that can sew, heavens, we need some gowns. And if you can sew them, especially in Fayette County, if you can sew, we have a fund established from a nice donor that is, if you can make gowns and you can get me, emergency management, the receipts for those gowns, we'll reimburse you for those cloth gowns.
That's incredible. How could people get a hold of that? Is there a place they could go online or a number they could call if they want to volunteer for that? Or
Fayette County Emergency Management. I have my own site on Facebook. Plus, if you go to FayetteCounty.org, I have a website right there too. All of my information is there. They can call me, email me, text me, and I can get in touch with them. I can get whatever you want to donate to the right organizations that need it. And nothing is off the table right now.
That's absolutely fantastic. Is there anything
we even
else?
have the Girl Scouts of America donating 20 cases of cookies to come to the frontline workers, just to put a smile on their face at the end of the day. Because, I mean, we are in tough times. We're all sailing through uncharted waters right now, and it's pretty scary. So at the end of the day, if you can have a cookie to bite on, to put a smile on your face, well, that's worth that.
Yeah, I think people are all really concerned about what's going on, but I think we are also seeing in these times people really doing even small things to take care of each other and big things to take care of each other, but really looking out for each other.
All the little things, they all add up to be big things. No little thing is off the table.
Yeah, that's very, very
And
true.
we can't say enough about prayer. And if you can stay home, stay at home. And if you've got elderly people in your neighborhood, reach out to them. Make sure they're okay. Do the grocery shopping for them. Pick up the medicines for them. Help do some work around the house for them. All those little things, and a lot of those things, they cost you nothing but time. And time is something we can give right now.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Is there anything else that you want people to know, Lisa?
Nope. I just want to say thank you, God bless, because the communities, I mean, they're stepping up. I mean, they're reaching out, they're helping each other. But the biggest thing we got to do is we need to stay home. If you're going to be out, get that mask on. Um, Even though it doesn't affect you, you could carry it to someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time
And
to talk
I have
with
mine.
folks. Yep. And I love the heart on it too. I know you're really busy, and I just want to thank you so much for all that you're doing for Northeast Iowans right now. It means a lot, and it gives us a lot of confidence to know that people like you with experience are out there on the front
Oh,
lines helping
my
everyone.
brothers, my brothers and sisters in emergency management are out there working just as hard. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
it truly takes a team.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And we appreciate it so much.
I thank you,
Well,
Kayla, for reaching out today and getting the message out there.
yeah, sure thing. Anything else that you have that you want us to try to get out to people as far as volunteer stuff or ways to donate, let me know and we'll continue to send that message out.
Sounds great.
Take care and stay safe.
You bet. You too. Thank you, Kayla.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.